Saludos amigos, los invitamos a escuchar La Mesa Redonda, The Round Table, donde discutimos los temas del día, hablando de política, educación y otros temas, locales, regionales y mundiales, por USA la Radio. Señores oyentes de USA Media, estamos aquí de nuevo con su programa La Mesa Redonda, The Round Table. Desde la ciudad del amor fraternal, from the city of brotherly love, les habla Fernando Mendez. Tenemos a Martin Pratt y a Iris Violeta on the phone. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, my friend. Good morning.
Hey, what's up? What is happening in the world?
I don't know. This woman is being very busy today, and I was extremely busy and tired yesterday, and just living life. Just living life.
Just living life, yes. But we have a lot of news, don't we?
I think we do, and I'm always wondering what is happening to beautiful Philadelphia these days. Always.
Yeah. You know, as the president said, bad things are happening in Philadelphia. Well, one of them is with the vote, but the city is taking steps. We have no complaints, actually. Martin Pratt said very clearly that Kenny has done a good job. So,
excuse me? Okay. Well, you know what? I should have no criticism of that because I do not live in the city anymore. But for what I see and what I hear from the friends who are living in the city, well, the whole sentiment is a whole different story. But anyway, as I said again, you know, all I wish is Philadelphia the best. I want my communities over there to do fantastic. I want the people who are elected to office to, for once in their life, do the job that they are hired to do. And I really hope that everyone in the city open their eyes and you know, and get their own thinking machine and make their own decisions, because no one is going to do anything for them. Remember, you have to do things for yourself. Do not wait for anybody to come and do things for you. So that's you know, it's sad to say that, but it's the truth. This is life. You own your own actions. And if your actions are not really the action that should be taken, then you're going to get a different result of what you want. But if you're keeping the same thoughts and action from before, guess what happens? Same result.
Oh, yes. Well, Martin Pratt sent us an invitation from the White House for African American stakeholders, school choice. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And so that call is going to be at 10:30. So he's
there.
He's going to report to us later.
Okay. All right. Well, that's wonderful that he's going to try to get into that. And then he could hopefully let you know, okay, in a way that it would be reliable instead of using his own feelings on it and putting his own thoughts. That's all I had to say about it.
So it's Trump's School Choice Now, a plan and a legislative update. This conference call will include updates from Secretary Betsy DeVos, Senator Tim Scott, and senior administration officials. So that's what that is where Martin Pratt is today. So it's just up to us to discuss the important news of the day. The president is back in the White House. after spending a few days at Walter Reed Hospital. And so, what do you think? What's happening?
Well, first of all, I wished the president the best of health and the best recovery. I was, away. I wasn't really looking at the news. No one deserves to get this virus. I feel bad for the people who had been wishing ill to the president of the United States. You should not wish ill against anyone, not even your enemies, because it's going to come back to bite you. That's not really the way to manage life. I have a couple of friends and members of my family who are extremely devout Catholics. Yes, they were each wishing ill thoughts to the president, and that ain't Christian. I say, that is sad. All I'm trying to say to the people is that, in a way, I heard the president talk this morning, but I don't think he said that this morning. I think he said that, yeah, maybe, I don't know when, maybe yesterday, that, that don't let the fear take over you for this virus. And he's right. Don't let fear dictate your thoughts. You have to remember that fear is an emotion that clouds your mind. And fear is very dangerous. And we can't get over fear unless we are really diligent in our own thoughts. Now, remember the old say, Fernando, I don't know if you heard this in school, that fear is the process that makes the soldiers on battle to run into where the bullets are coming because they don't have a clear frame of mind. So fear is no good. Fear is taught to us as children for our own protection. When it comes to the virus, we are getting advice, and the advice that is given to us is for our own protection. I don't think that when they talk about it, the doctors and the experts and the scientists are instilling horrendous fears on us. They're just giving us what they think and recommendations. Some of us will panic and will be very scared, and that could develop in very, very bad diseases of the mind. I remember knowing two or three people, females, that could not even leave their house. They would try to come out of the door, and they were like overtaken by the fear, and they never left the house. In fact, there was a lady in South Philly on the street called Clymer Street that for years and years and years and years, she was not able to leave the house, not even to sit on the steps. And she died that way because fear was overtaking her. I never, ever stopped to ask why that happened to her. Even though we were friendly with the son and the husband, I didn't feel like that friendly to ask. But so very often, I think I should have asked what went on her life that developed that, because I was told that she wasn't that way before, that something happened to her, and then she was not able to leave her house. So my people, if you're listening, it is very good to follow the recommendations of your doctors, okay, of the scientists when it comes to this. Recommendations are very good. You have to exercise your own actions. And like Fernando and I, we are at the age that we have to exercise precautions. And we do, because I know Fernando very well, and Fernando does exercise his precautions. And I do too. I don't go in because I don't like Trump, or I don't like Biden, or I don't like this, or I don't like Kenny. No, I listen, and then I say, gee, what would be the best thing for me to do? And that's how I do. And I trust that my friend Fernando does the same thing. And I trust that you people start thinking about it and do the same thing, even though many of you are doing that.
Well, it is Thank you. Once again, you have managed to filibuster my show with your comments that did not answer what I asked about the reaction to what is happening with the president. Trump is behaving exactly as I predicted. Now he thinks he is Superman. He spent a few days in the hospital as a result of COVID. We did not get the right answers from his doctors because he dictates what the doctors have to say to the public. So the doctors are afraid to lose their jobs, I suppose. I don't know why they will be afraid of this president, but they are. Anyway, the president, the spokesman for the president, he refused to give some pertinent information about the real state of his health. So the one thing is Trump continues to downplay the virus after hospital discharge. Very, very theatrical. His walk to the helicopter and back, but it is really being criticized by many people. The fact that he came back to the White House and immediately removed his mask. That is really irresponsible behavior. But he, as I said, he now, I think that's the effects of the drug that he's taking. He's taking some really crazy drugs. He thinks he's Superman. They have given him Regeneron, Remdesivir, and other drugs that give him a high. So he says he's feeling better than any time during the last 20 years. So
oh my goodness.
That's ridiculous for somebody who is actually patient number one with COVID-19. Come on.
Come on, I want some of the drugs so that I could feel better.
Yeah, right. Now, of course, I would feel, more secure.
Come on, man.
If I had 20 doctors behind me, which he does, if I had the state of the art
come on, man.
medical services. So, of course, I would feel. No?
Yeah, come on, man. Come on, man. But one of the things I tell you is like, yes, I would like to have some of the drugs that he's getting. So I will be able to feel 20 years younger. And then watch out, people. Okay? Watch out, people.
Hey, you better enough right now. I don't want you to get drugs.
One thing I think it is irresponsible also for this negativism and this ill wishing, and that's not the way that people should behave. That's my own feeling. But who cares about what I think? You know,
it is.
I will not wish him bad nor anyone else. Even though I get infuriated with things, I usually calm down. Like sometimes I want to go outside the house, and get the hawk that is eating the chickens and shoot him down. And then I don't do it.
It is. Maybe right now you don't have to go outside the house, but maybe open the window and get some fresh air so you have more clear thinking. Because this is what happened. The president, way back in February, the president told Bob Woodward that he wanted to downplay the seriousness of COVID because he didn't want to create panic. Well, guess what? He's doing it now. He said, I always wanted to play it down. He said to Woodward, and I quote, "It goes through air, Bob. That is always tougher than the touch. You don't have to touch things, but the air, you just breathe the air, and that's how it's passed." And so that is a very tricky one. That is a very delicate one. It's also more deadly than your flus. This is more deadly. This is 5% versus 1% and less than 1%. So this is a deadly stuff. His doctors are saying he's not out of the woods yet, but he's feeling like Superman, as I predicted a long time ago.
Wow. Well, let me tell you, respiratory viruses always are taken by air particles. Respiratory viruses are that way. So there's nothing new about that sign. Are that way. This is why when we have a call and we're going to visit somebody, we have to think about it. Stay back and don't visit that week because we have a cold. And some of the people will say la gripe. And if you see me walking, Fernando, and I see you coughing and having a cold, I'm not even going to say hello. I'm just going to go across the street
Right.
and don't even say hello to you because
Well,
I know how it is.
we won't run into each other unless I go into the wilderness in Virginia. And so here we go.
With the fresh air.
The fresh air.
With
yes.
the fresh air that you could go out and walk on 22 beautiful acres with no mask because there will be no one there or less. You are, like they said in South Philly, as scared that the trees will give you COVID-19.
But we live in Philly, and the air here is not the same. Maybe someday when I'm as rich as you and I'll have more air,
I'm telling you that you are always welcome. All you have to say, we are or I am on my way. You're always welcome here.
Well, thank you very much. I know the thing. People are reacting to this, and the Lincoln Project stopped airing negative ads when the president was in the hospital. So that's a response to what you just said about people wishing ill to the president. Nobody is. The Lincoln Project, which has been very anti-Trump, stopped airing ads during the president's stay in the hospital. But as soon as he came to the White House and removed the mask and said, don't worry about COVID because look at me, I'm Superman, the Lincoln Project aired another ad comparing his behavior towards COVID-19 to the death of over 200,000 Americans and closing the ad with, he must go and we must vote him out. That was a very strong appeal to Americans to get this guy out of the White House because of his irresponsible behavior. And he's not alone. We have quotes from former Secretary of State Leon Panetta that says this country's enemies will take advantage of the weak leadership in this country as a result of Trump's actions. So John Brennan, senior national analyst, wrote a book, Undaunted, about America's enemies at home and abroad. He says the ability to respond quickly to a crisis right now in the White House is questionable. We are indeed more vulnerable, and Russia and China might take advantage of the situation to move into Belarus, for instance. So this is very serious, Iris, and I'm not being partisan. This is very objective statements from people who know, from people who have experience. So it's a very serious situation, and Trump's behavior, at the very least, is questionable. At the very least, is questionable because he's put his political interest ahead of the health of the country. How is that responsible?
I'm surprised because he's not really a politician. I expect the politicians, like they're doing now, to take all these as a political advantage. But I guess he's a fast learner, and he's learning from what he sees in the political arena. This is very sad. How many days we have till elections?
29.
29 days. And take a look at the panorama that the United States of America have, the panorama that we have. I mean, the more I go looking into the political history of Joe Biden, the less he appeals to me. The more I go and look into Kamala Harris' little political history, because she's like what people may call a novata, the less she appeals to me. The more I look about the situation that is happening around and the behaviors and the stuff, the less Trump appears to me. And here we are. And then I was driving yesterday from Richmond, which I was exercising my civic duties. I was doing a volunteer job in Richmond. Okay. As
Okay.
I was driving, I
Yeah.
said, I better put some music because I am extremely tired. And I put this music, I put the music that you get free on the Pandora stations. And the more I heard the advertising and the cutting and the making, I said, oh my God, this is incredible. This is incredible. Because what I heard, I mean, I would have more of a feeling where I'm going to vote in November if I would see some truth in the matter. But it's very, very sad what I hear on the advertising, especially the Spanish speaking advertising. And I'm going to leave it here. It's very sad, but this is me. I am an old fashioned woman. So, and I don't like the bickering and I don't like the lying and I don't like plagiarism. I don't like things like that. But it's sad. It's sad.
Well, you are. So I guess what are you going to do? You're not going to vote. You don't like anyone.
Oh God, no, no, no. I have to go to vote, and I'm going to go vote in person. Where I
Right.
live is pretty
But
good
but
here. I'm going to vote in person,
right.
and
But
I don't know if I would do a 90-degree turnaround like I did in my younger years and put my name as a candidate. Like you could do that, people. You could write your own candidate. I don't know what I'm going to do, but
yeah.
I am thinking about it. I want people to do the same thing. I'm searching. I'm searching my soul and looking and looking at the reality. I'm looking of what can happen on the action of my vote, even though it's only one vote. What can happen? My vote counts. If you go to vote, your vote will count. You know that. It will count. So people need to vote, period. If they don't vote, they cannot be complaining. But that's what it is. And sad. It's sad. And hopefully this thing will all go away. I'm having a birthday soon. And this is the wishes, this is what I want for my birthday, that everything gets clean, everything gets back, and that we could live life without all this negativism.
Yeah. Well, I'm sorry to tell you we're not in Kansas anymore. So this Wonderland is not what you're thinking right now. I am sorry to disappoint you, Iris, because
Mm,
at the moment
sad,
uh,
sad.
the coming from everywhere about this irresponsible president, and you keep trying to filibuster my show, but I won't let you. Trump and
I
Trump
love
and
your show. I will never filibuster your show. First
you
of
do it.
all,
You do it.
we're not in Congress to filibuster. But I'm telling you that
Yeah, there
to be
you go
honest
again.
with you,
Yeah.
again, I want to go back to Kansas. I want to go to Wonderland. I'm just sick and tired of all this.
Listen, at this moment, look, this is what I'm looking at right now. A
Uh huh.
piece of news. Trump and Attorney General William Barr, Mitch McConnell, Lindsey Graham, Ron Johnson, all these Republicans and others realize the president is going to lose this election, and they are doing battle in the courts to challenge the results of the election. They're going to court already. In the next 28 days, Russia will use social media to try to get
Mhm.
Trump reelected. But these guys are worried
Okay.
about blocking the vote. They don't want people to vote. They're not interested in that. They have removed boxes from many
Well,
places. That
let
that's a
me.
fact.
Yeah, that's a fact that, and let me tell you, there's a fact that cheating is always happening on election day. Cheating is
Okay.
always happen, and cheating will always happen. That's very sad. That will make people say, then why am I going to go out to vote? Why is it that I'm filling this paper out to vote? Is they going to put it in the trash can? That's
Yeah.
sad. This is what we're doing, and every action is pushing against one another. They explode, and then nothing happens. Nothing happens. In Philadelphia, is very famous for cheating on the elections, and you know that. And don't tell me you don't know that. You know that the Philadelphia is very, very famous for cheating.
Of course, we know
And
that.
I was very happy. I was very happy to see that they were doing this fantastic voting sites the way that they had set them, like in
Yeah.
Julia de Burgos and Roberto Clemente. Very happy that at least we see a movement into working it out, into try to make it more clear and less prone to, again, to steal votes and stuff like that. But I don't know what's happening in there. I know that they did this site, and then something went on and happened. I don't know. Somebody was saying to me, "Did you see what happened in Philly?" And I said, "I don't know how many people got killed. Oh, many people. What happened?
Uh,
Oh, many things."
it is.
Hmm.
It is. I think
Sí, sí,
Martin is on.
señorita,
Martin is on.
señorita.
Martin, give us the news from the White House that you went to a meeting.
The call hasn't started yet, Elise, so I have to wait for the call to start. But I wanted to just say, I wanted to chime in that I think that the president is absolutely, positively lying.
Wow, that's big news. Big news.
Yes. Did you see how
Big
hard
news.
it was for him to talk? And the way that I know for certain he's lying is Kellyanne Conway's daughter has been putting the truth out on TikTok all last night. She's been posting he's not doing well. They have to stabilize him. He needed help walk into his bedroom. He's like Deep Throat, except on social media. I love that kid. I love her.
How old is the kid? Because I thought she had a young kid.
She's 16.
Very, very chill. Oh, okay. Oh, you know what?
No.
I forget that time passes. Okay.
She sued. She's suing her parents to be let go of them, to be emancipated.
Oh my God! And to what point are we living? My goodness.
The parents don't get along. That's why.
Well, but also she doesn't get along with either one of their politics, so this is making life for her really difficult.
Right.
She doesn't like the politics, so she probably is a follower of AOC.
I think these kids are followers of themselves, her age group. I don't think that that's now the kids before her, the ones that are 19 and 20 and 21, I think so. But she's 15. This year she's still 15. Those kids that are the 14, 15, 12, 13, I think they're independents. I don't think I think they see the hypocrisy in everything. But especially if they are with somebody who is saying one thing and obviously doing the opposite. Her mother, she is really upset at her mother this week because the whole family has to quarantine. And so she does not want to be, around her parents that long for 14 days. So she's posting almost every 4 hours. I can't stand
but wait a minute, Martin. I am sure she lives in a big place with a lot of area. So she is in a good position rather than the other one.
Your child has been telling secrets, telling your personal business for the last 6 months. Do you think you would watch? You think you would let out your face? Right. Her mother's watching her like a hawk.
Yeah.
Martin, listen. What do you think of Mr. Trump removing his mask as soon as he got to the White House?
I was reading about the New York Times reporter who has COVID now, who was traveling with Trump on Saturday last week. And my heart goes out to the Secret Service, to the people that have to clean his bedroom and empty the trash and all that, because he is putting regular working people at risk. And, I think his daughter, Ivanka, took a picture of him in the hospital, how many people whose child wanted to go see them before they died of COVID and were not allowed. And here his daughter is allowed to come into a fake office room and take a picture of him while he signs a blank piece of paper. So it's not just Trump, but it's the whole Trump administration has a callous towards regular folks' human life. I think that they do not respect their life, but they definitely do not respect all of our lives. So that's what I think when I saw him take the mask off. A complete disrespect for human life in America.
Yeah, and he with that tour around the hospital, he put a lot of agents in danger there. So I don't know. How about
because the vehicle was hermetically sealed. That vehicle that he was in, so there was no air coming in. There's no way for those agents to get out. Exactly. It's sad. It's sad. It's very. I think that there's going to be a lawsuit, though. I think there's definitely going to be. I think that people have grounds for depraved indifference, or some type of lawsuit is coming.
Imagine the families of these agents when they go home, if they are allowed to go home.
Yes.
I don't think that they are allowed to go home.
No. The White House doesn't care. No, the White House does not care. It's on all of us to care. The White House, the guy that has almost everybody that's not connected to the office of the White House that has COVID said that the White House never contacted them. If this was any other company, they would have definitely contacted them.
Right. Mm-hmm. Now, Martin, what do you think of all the drugs the president was given? Regeneron, Remdesivir, I don't know. All these drugs that have.
I think that he has the best. He has the best health. And honestly, he has taken a lot of. He's taken a lot of other stuff in his life. We'll just say. So I think they have no choice but to give him something like that.
Yeah, wow. Including Viagra.
On that note, it's been real, guys. I will come on Thursday and tell you what happened.
Okay, Martin.
Please, Martin. I have a question. Please. Okay, what do you think? Do you think I am black enough to vote for Biden?
Listen, Elise, I think the whitest person in America is black enough to vote for Biden at this point.
Okay.
There you are. Good. Thank you.
Good answer. Good answer.
Bye-bye.
Adios. We are waiting for you. Go to that meeting. Let us know what's going on.
Okay. We're going to take a short break here. Fernando Mendez desde La Mesa Redonda from the city of brotherly love. Niall Jacques is at the board, and we come back in a minute with Iris Violeta. No se vayan.
I came out in the 11th grade. Nobody was embracing you. The kids were cruel. It was very difficult to be gay. Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. And even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma. I have a mentor, Maria, and she convinced me to continue my education. Just never judges. She's a true role model.
From the depths of my heart, I thank you, Maria, for being a friend and a beautiful person. No one receives a diploma alone, and I'm honored to share this moment with you. Thank you.
If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, go get it. You can do it.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
Señores oyentes de Usa la Media, estamos aquí de nuevo con su programa La Mesa Redonda, The Round Table. Niall Jack's controlling the board, and it is Violeta on the phone from Virginia trying to filibuster this show because she doesn't like Trump. Now we're going to state and city news. U.S. Senator Pat Toomey announced Monday that he won't run for re-election or governor in 2022, sending shockwaves through Pennsylvania political establishment and depriving Republicans of their best-known candidate in the competitive elections that will follow this year's presidential race. So imagine that. So that leaves the door open for a wide range of candidates, turning the 2022 primaries into a potential pivot point for the party that has been dominated by Trump and will continue to be if he can mount a comeback to win re-election. If Trump loses, the bets are off. The Republicans may not control Pennsylvania anymore after this. So I hope.
But who do you think? Who do you think will run for governor on the Democratic side?
I would Shapiro, who's now the Attorney General. He will run. I don't know. They were talking about Mayor Kenny running, but I doubt it.
Mayor Kenny.
Yeah, I don't know. He might. I doubt it.
He had shown interest, but you know.
Yeah, but
I doubted that he will make it.
Yeah, I don't think so either. So, you know that those encampments that we have had trouble with, the homeless encampments.
Yes.
So after more than 3 months of standoffs and acrimony, the occupants of a homeless encampment outside the headquarters of the Philadelphia Housing Authority on Ridge Avenue in North Philly vacated the site Monday night. In exchange for leaving, the 20 residents of Camp Teddy, named after one of the occupants, will begin a process that will eventually get them into 9 now vacant houses in Strawberry Mansion. I don't know if you remember those mansions in that area.
Yeah.
Some of them are really nice. So
I would like to have one of those, especially the big old-looking one. Oh my goodness! I should have camped there.
Overlooking the park. No,
yes, I should have gone to that camp.
Yep. Several of the people experiencing homelessness will themselves work on rehabbing the houses. So that's good. At least they will get some more doing that and then live there. You wanted good news. That's a little piece of good news.
That's a good news. But let's say that they get there, they rehab the houses, because most of the people who are homeless, it's because they got into a point of their life that it's just they couldn't take it anymore, or the money was not there, or And let's not talk about the people who are alcoholics or drug addicts, but there is legitimate people who are homeless. So let's say they go in and they rehab the houses and put them good. Do you think that the city will actually give them ownership of those mansions, or they would try to kick them out again?
I am not sure about that. I don't know how permanent that arrangement is, but I suppose if they are going to be working on rehabbing the places, they have a stake in it. So I don't know. We'll find out more. Maybe Martin will have more explanations of that. The nation's highest court will not hear a challenge to Governor Tom Wolf's order that closed all non-life-sustaining businesses during the early months of the COVID-19 epidemic. So his order stands, and he closed all that, whatever is not essential to life, he closed them. So I think that stands for now, and the governor has done.
Wait a minute. So Pennsylvania now is all closed again?
Well, that's according to the Supreme Court. They will not hear a challenge to his order. So I don't think it's all closed, but he has he has given like 25% or 50% opening to restaurants, for instance, and to other businesses to open. So I don't think that the whole state is closed. It's also a lot of it is Philadelphia, not the whole state. So.
Okay.
But this is the reason. More people are testing positive for the COVID-19 illness, and the percentage of positive cases is on the rise in Pennsylvania, according to the governor's office. Statewide, the percentage of positive tests rose 3.7% over the past week, up from 3.2% the previous week. So it almost doubled. So you have to be careful with this. In the previous week, the positive rate fell 3.7% to 3.2%. The office also listed 11 counties to watch for COVID-19 cases. I think Philadelphia is one.
Philadelphia is one. Okay, because I was in Huntington County. I was in Huntington County. I told you, and it was good. I mean, basically, we were able to eat at restaurants. We were able to go out. We were able to make it to the supermarket with South Hassel. The hotel that we were staying was fantastic. You know,
That's great.
Yeah, well, so I was hoping that Philadelphia would get that way soon so I could go visit.
Well, they're slowly opening restaurants, first at 25% and then at 50%. The sad news of that part is that many of my favorite restaurants, many well-known restaurants in the city will not open again, ever. One of them is is Bibou, which was a famous French restaurant here. It closed for good. And so there are many other restaurants will not come back. A proposed grant program that would provide 500,000 Pennsylvania K-12 students with $1,000 to spend on education expenses was vetted by the Pennsylvania Senate Education Committee on Monday. The program is viewed by supporters as a lifeline for students at risk of falling behind in their schooling due to schools' COVID-19 related switch to remote learning. Hope is that these people will use the money to buy a computer to have access to the internet so that they can do remote learning. That's
sad because $1,000 is not enough, but
no, but I mean
that's not enough.
Yeah,
it's the beginning.
Remember when Bill Gates was distributing these $100 computers or whatever it was that he was giving to people?
Yeah.
I don't know what happened to that.
I don't know what happened.
With nearly 3 months left to go, the number of people murdered in Philadelphia so far this year has already surpassed the total for all of 2019, according to police. 3 people were fatally shot over the weekend, bringing the homicide count to 355 by Sunday night.
Oh my gosh!
So that's a very high number.
That's very high number.
That's almost one a day. Think about that.
Wow.
So 10 more, we will have one a day.
Wow. That's that's very sad news. That's very, very sad news.
And the thing is, who is responsible for that? I don't know. The people are blaming the DA because they say he's lax in his application of the law. Many people in his office are resigning actually because they are unhappy with what he does. And so I don't know. I don't think.
What happened? Yeah, I think that when when the law doesn't get applied properly, that happens. And I know that a lot of people who lost a lot of, lost a loved one to that type of violence, that they were even waiting. They were even waiting to do something. I mean, to go to court on it. And then he kind of let go of the DAs that were overlooking the case. These people were not happy campers. So, and I did have I guess I could say that the opportunity to work with him when he was a lawyer, when he was actually defending people. Of course, he did it for free, basically. You know, he was very sharp when he went into court. He was pretty sharp. Not a bad lawyer.
Well, right now, not very popular. So
it wasn't popular since the day he got elected, and he started taking the people who were in the DA's office that were actually what can I say, waiting for a case. And I remember some of these DAs that were very strong. I mean, they did everything they could to prove a case in court. I mean, everything in their hands to prove that, you know, if you were the family of a victim, that this happened to the victim. The sad part is like when you have one that is like, I'm going to win, doesn't matter what. And even if I hear that you didn't do the murder, but you're the one, I'm going to put you in. That's the sad part. This is, you know, that's the sad part. This is why I always have said that I don't believe in the death penalty, because it's, you know, if you take one that is not guilty and you execute that person, how could you give it back the life?
I understand.
You know?
Yeah.
It's sad.
Yeah. One of the issues was that he refused to prosecute people for minor crimes. But I think that to me that made sense, because the prisons are already overcrowded. Why put people in jail for minor infractions? So I was sort of in agreement with that. But other people are not in agreement. A crime is a crime, and they want people in jail. I don't know. Anyway.
Well,
on a different note, an email from my namesake, Elvira Mendez, manager of information, public information for SEPTA. SEPTA y el Departamento de Bomberos de Filadelfia se unen para la Semana de Prevención de Incendios. Carteles informativos en 2,000 vehículos de SEPTA promoverán el tema de este año, que es ayudar con la seguridad contra incendios en la cocina. Colocación de tarjetas informativas en 2,000 vehículos de SEPTA. Adam Teal, comisionado de bomberos de Filadelfia. Jim Fox, subdirector general. Esto es un anuncio de una reunión informativa el 6 de octubre, que es hoy. Está ocurriendo en este mismo momento. Por 21º año consecutivo, SEPTA y el Departamento de Bomberos de Filadelfia celebrarán la Semana de Prevención de Incendios, colocando estos carteles informativos. Este año, los carteles promueven la seguridad contra incendios en la cocina, ya que cocinar es la causa número 1 de incendios y lesiones en el hogar. Los carteles serán restados por Tim Fox, el comisionado de bomberos. SEPTA and Philadelphia Fire Department, they team up for Fire Prevention Week. And these vehicles will promote serve up fire safety in the kitchen. So they will place informational cards in 2,000 SEPTA vehicles, and that comes from Elvira Mendez, a press release about what the city is doing about preventing fires. Have you ever had a fire in the kitchen, Iris?
To be honest, I had never had a fire in the kitchen. Never.
Well,
I have always, I come from the school of my grandma and basically my grandmother and my aunt, because my mother wasn't really interested in the kitchen. But these two ladies always said, when you're cooking and you're making a meal, you do it with love, because everything will be so good instead of being angry. If you're angry, you don't do it. And when you're cooking, you tend to your meal. So you tend to what you're doing in the kitchen. You just don't pull the habichuelas and then walk out, because what you will have is you will forget and your habichuelas are taken. So I never had that. But I have witnessed one. years and years ago, my daughter was maybe 4 years old, and the neighbor had children, and I was able to see her kitchen from my kitchen, and she was frying something, and the whole thing went off in flames. It was bad. It was very bad. She almost burned her whole house and everybody else's house.
Yeah, those things are dangerous, and that's why the city is taking steps to alert people to those things. So it's dangerous in the kitchen. There's a friend of mine who's sent us pictures of him cooking, and you can see the fire in the kitchen. Yeah, something he was cooking caught on fire, and you can see the flames. That's dangerous.
Yeah, and imagine, it's bad. Imagine the chef that actually they do like the chorizo, and they put the rum and then they lit it on fire, and you could see the fire inside the pan and the chorizo. Listen, never try that at home.
Never. Do not try it at home.
Yep.
So we're coming to the end of this. You know how time passes in this program,
No. Something is happening in there. They're still in time from us.
Talk to Niall. Complain to him. Anyway, as one note, right now COVID is in 188 countries, and 7.5 million people have contracted it, and in the U.S. and 211,000 have died.
Wow.
Yeah. In India, 6 million people have contracted it. In Brazil, 4,900 have died. And now we have news that Mr. Putin in Russia uses a tunnel to purify the air before he moves anywhere.
Oh, wow. Hey, lucky man. Wish we could do that.
I know.
Why not? We should do that. Why not? See what I mean?
And one final note on your friend, Mr. Trump. He should know that 1/3 of COVID-19 patients exhibit an altered mental state. Any there's a lot of noise behind you, Iris. Any patient
I'm in my office. I don't know what the noise is coming from, because I am in the office that is actually sealed for noise.
Yeah, but
I don't know. Some interference on the phone call. It's
not from here. Any patient in the early stages of COVID-19 should know that this disease could get worse in the next few days. Herman Cain, remember him? He was a presidential candidate.
Yes.
He contracted COVID at one of those Trump rallies. He died 28 days after he was diagnosed with COVID. So the president is not out of the woods, and he should be worried. We should be worried for his health. I mean, and we are, as you say, nobody should wish him ill. I hope he recovers. I hope he does that quickly and responsibly. But I am afraid he's not doing anything responsibly. That's my comment for the day on the president. And I hope better. I hope against hope that he will act more responsibly. He and Mitch McConnell, Lindsey, and all these people, all your Republican friends.
All my Republican friends.
Yeah.
And then never mind your Democratic friends. The ones that use their position for things like going into the the beauty shop and walking and doing. Okay, I just.
It is. Thank you for trying to filibuster my show one more time. Thank you for calling. And I hope,
it's a pleasure.
have a good day.
It's a pleasure. You take care. And people, don't forget to vote. Bye.
Don't forget to vote, everybody. Señores oyentes de USA La Media, esta es la mesa redonda. Se despide Fernando Mendez, Niall Jacks, controlling the board, and Iris Violeta on the phone from Virginia, and Martin Pratt also gave us a call. We're expecting him to give us an update on a meeting at the White House. It's a virtual meeting on the phone. So thank you again. Los esperamos hasta la próxima.